Intersecting right at 436, which goes to the airport, and I-4, which is the main vein of Orlando. Today, we are in the city of Altamonte Springs, Florida. And just like every other video, I'm gonna take you to 3 different properties at 3 different price points. So you can take a look at what Altamonte Springs has to offer and if that is gonna be your next move. Let's go. My name is Omar Cotto and this is Real Orlando Living. And in this channel, I go over everything about the Central Florida market and what it has to offer. And if you want to be the first to know, hit that notification bell and subscribe and it'll come right to your inbox. Let's go. So right now I am standing in the middle of town. I'm in uptown Altamonte, which was completely redone back in like 2006 era. And I am in Cranes Roost Park, which this is kind of the crown jewel of Altamonte Springs. Altamonte Springs lies right at the intersection of I-4 and 436, and it's a city of convenience. You're talking about it's close to everything. It takes you 15 minutes to get downtown. It probably takes you another 25 minutes to get to the airport, 35 to 40 minutes to get to Walt Disney World. It's about an hour away from Daytona Beach if you hit the traffic, and about another hour away from Cocoa Beach. So to the beaches is a good spot. So that's what makes Altamonte such an appealing place to live. But let's talk about why people move here. Since it's in Seminole County, it has some of the best Seminole County schools, to include Lake Brantley High School. It's got Teague Middle School. There's a good school system here that supports the city very well. On top of that, if you're talking about shopping, there's only 2, 3 viable malls in all of Orlando, in my opinion. I could say Florida Mall, I could say Mall Millenia. And the third one that's very viable is Altamonte Springs Mall. This is a very famous mall. It stands right here close to Cranes Roost Park. But a lot of people come here for that shopping experience, the Apple Store, and for all the things that are around the mall. On top of that, there's a theater there, so kind of the city hub. In Cranes Roost Park, here every summer, there's something called Red Hot and Boom, which the city puts together. And it's one of the biggest, I'm talking about biggest, 4th of July celebration, and it happens right here in Altamonte Springs, and it's super famous for it. So along with the mall, if you're talking about what's to eat here, all the major chains are usually right along 436. So there's no shortage of you eating food here. Just like I've been to other towns here in Orlando and around the city of Orlando, and a lot of them are like bedroom communities. And Altamonte's kind of self-contained in that way. It has a lot of its own things right here in Altamonte. All right, let's talk about some of the real estate. That's what you're here for, right? In Altamonte Springs. So Altamonte varies a lot. Here in uptown Altamonte, you can get a condo in around the $300,000 range. You can also go into much older townhouse and condominiums that are built in the 70s and the 80s. And you can get them in the high 2s, the low 3s. And you can go all the way up, probably the max price point you're getting in Altamonte is around $900,000. So you're not getting the super premium properties here in Altamonte, because the heyday was kind of in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. That's kind of when they stopped doing property here in Altamonte Springs. As far as new construction is concerned, there is literally no new construction out here. So if you're looking for new construction, you're typically gonna go into Apopka, or you may move, if you're looking to spend more money, you're gonna be looking into Lake Mary. If not, you're gonna be going further in for new construction, because you're not getting that here in Altamonte. But let's go take a look at some of the cool things that Altamonte has in store. Come on. All right, so this is super cool. The city of Altamonte has actually gone into business with Beep, which is the same people that are in Lake Nona, and they have AV, autonomous vehicles, that drive into fixed points taking passengers in and out of the city of Altamonte. Isn't that dope? This is one of the cool things. Let me go ahead and take you to one of the biggest, I'm talking about biggest attractions here in Altamonte. So right here is what is famously known as the eyesore on I-4. It is one of the biggest landmarks for locals here in Central Florida. It's one of the funniest running jokes. So what people have talked about, this particular building, it's owned by a church. It's been in construction for the last 20 years. And up until probably 5 years ago, it didn't even have windows. So the city forced them to put windows on there so that it doesn't look as crazy. But still, they're debt-free supposedly. If you're looking for a deal, I know the owner. I've talked to him, believe it or not, and he's willing to make a deal if you want that. But other than that, let's take you to the first property that you can buy here in Altamonte Springs. Let's go. All right, we are at our first property. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, built in 1960, just under 1,100 square feet. I mean, it's a complete reno and it's priced right now at $339,000. So these kind of properties built in the 1960s, I mean, what you see is what you get. You know it's an older property. Let's take a look at the neighborhood real fast. So first right here, they kind of kept it, they've been keeping it up. So you could tell the neighbors really care about what's going on here. But you can see the houses that are all along the street, they all have flat roofs. That's a huge indicator of the year that these houses were built. Some have flat roofs, and if you look on the other side, some were probably built in the 70s on the empty lot. Yep, those have more pitch. So that is a little bit newer of a home. But in the 1960s, what you're gonna get is lower roofs, you're gonna get lower ceilings, you're gonna get you may or may not have central AC. You gotta take a look at this property. We'll see if this one has it. And depending on the price point, at $339, this is a full reno, you may have to do some of the work to the property. But this particular one is a full renovation, and I wanna take a look at it. Let's go. So, woo. As soon as I walk in, the first thing I feel is this cold AC. So they must have replaced this AC. I gotta take a look at that. But man, it's chilly in here. But listen, you come right into the living room. I mean, this is a good sized living room where a TV, they got it nicely staged. So this is exactly what you'll have, the L-shaped couch. You can have its own little sofa, and then the TV on that side, and it's a good sized living room. And then it goes right into the remodeled kitchen. In this remodeled kitchen, they went right for level 1 granite countertops, stainless steel appliances. They got dug-in sinks, so that's good. That's a good upgrade. And they got, you know, the tasteful 30-inch cabinets that go nice, clean, and white. And then it has an outdoor window that faces right to the pool area. So this is like a really cool looking kitchen area. Into a little dinette area right here, where you can have a small table. You're talking about 1,000 square feet, so there's not gonna be too many people running around here, so you don't need that big of a table. So this is an ample size area for this. But let's take a look at some of the bedrooms on this side. So the fact that it has 2 bedrooms is 2 bedrooms and a bath on this side is pretty much a plus, because some of these homes in the 60s are 3 ones, and that's a whole different way of living. But this one has a bedroom here, really good sized bedroom, large bedroom, another smaller bedroom, and then the bathroom on this side, completely renovated. Brand new tile, brand new everything. I mean, looks pretty cool. And then LVP floors, I can already feel that. It's a good size. But let's take a look at the master real quick. So this is looks like a smaller queen size bed, but 2 end tables, good size. It has large windows that goes right to the outside with a lot of natural light going in here. So pretty decent sized bedroom. And then it looks like Berber carpet. They went right with the Berber. They didn't extend the LVP over, but some people prefer carpet in the bedroom. So if that's you, this is perfect. And then it has a walk-in closet, no door. I mean, what is this, industrial living maybe? I mean, but you can hang your stuff there, maybe have your TV, one of the TVs here if you choose to have a TV. A lot of you don't like TVs in the bedrooms no more. I don't get it, I still like my TV in my bedroom. And then it has a small bathroom in there. I mean, when I mean small, I mean tiny. So they might have added that later. I don't know. I'll take a look at that. But let's take a look at the outside. It's probably one of the best selling points, especially at this price point. All right, $339,000 in Florida, and you get a pool. That is a huge plus. So that tells you something about Altamonte Springs, because in other cities, it's going to be very hard at this price point to get a pool with the property. Complete renovation. I mean, this pool must have been grandfathered in. You could just tell by how deep it is and what it has in there. It has a storage shed. Huge backyard, fenced in. You can have your pups or your kids or whatever you want out here, and it's got an orange tree. That's kind of what you get at $339,000. This is the entry-level point in this area, but I want to take you into the next move-up property. All right, we are at our second property. You get already tell it's different coming out with the gate. This home was built in 1972. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, just under 2,000 square feet, so around 1,900 and some change. And it's priced right at $430,000. So this particular home and homes like this in and around Seminole County, not only Altamonte Springs, so many people around here grew up, myself, grew up in a home like this, in a neighborhood like this. Let's take a look at the neighborhood real quick. So if you look, I mean, this is still well kept because the price point, people still want to keep up the property. This particular property does need some TLC on the lawn, but you don't see tons of cars on the streets. You don't see a lot of things going on. So that's a good sign that you're in a decent neighborhood. let's talk about some pros and cons about living in a neighborhood like this, especially Altamonte Springs. So, pro, price point. So this kind of property in Orlando is going to cost you between $450,000 and $500,000, and right now you can get it around $400,000 here in Altamonte Springs. Big plus. Con, it's very unique. You're gonna see inside, because properties are built in the 70s, they may be different form factors and they may be some ways that you don't live anymore, and you're gonna see why I say that. Another pro is that in Altamonte Springs, you're conveniently located to a bunch of different places. So the closer into the city you get, the less new construction, the less kind of property you can kind of afford. Con, there's no new construction. It's very hard to get something that's anywhere decently new. So this is the kind of property that you're gonna see all over the place. But that's enough about these kind of things. Let's take a look inside so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so as soon as you see a gate come into the front door, you know you're in something different. But in this particular property, you're not coming right up to a front door. You're coming into, on this side is your actual garage. So you have a 2-car garage, and in here, it looks like they kind of converted into something that may have had a workbench or some type of, I don't know, play studio. But you know, homes built in the 70s in these kind of areas, like in Castleberry and Longwood, in Altamonte Springs, don't be surprised if in the bedroom, if you see a bedroom in one of the garages, okay? Don't be surprised. But this particular property is pretty cool. It has a courtyard area. I mean, you can put cool lawn furniture out here so that you can have guests come in and have a good vibe. And it has a sliding glass door so you can kind of have that indoor-outdoor feel. But let's take a look inside real fast so you can see the difference. Okay, so we have double door entry and it goes right into a wall. This is very 70s feel. So homes like this are all over Longwood. Rio Pinar in Orlando has a lot of houses like this. The west side of Orlando, some of the 70s style homes have houses like this. This is a good, when I see this, I know I'm in a 70s home. The front hallway, and then we go into here, which is your formal living room. So you have a formal living room, dining room combo, and you have the kitchen that extends out that way. So this is your entertainment space, basically. You're coming from here, you're cooking, you're chilling, you're having your friends, you can have dinner right here, you have may have a TV going, or you may just have couches, and it extends right into the outside. So even in the 70s, they had a good, viable indoor-outdoor vibe for a premium property. So you can tell where you're at. But let's talk about the kitchen. So this particular property, this is an open door special. So open door is what we call iBuyer. They came into the market and they purchased properties from home sellers who didn't want to stage the property. So basically, they take a home that's not in the best of condition and they'll do stuff like this. They'll repaint the walls, they'll redid all the carpeting, which is what you see here. They may put this LVP. They got laminate on here and they painted, you could tell, they just painted the cabinet. So that's kind of what you're getting from an open door property. The advantage of an open door property though is that they're in pretty decent shape, because open door, when you're working with them, they want to make sure you get into a good house, so they'll go ahead and fork up whatever you need to get repairs done. At least in the deals I've done with them. So, but this is what you get. A lot of counter space, level 1 cabinets, dug-in sink, and you do get a window that goes into the outside that you can see the outside the backyard. But let's take a look over here at the family room. Formal dining, so you have 2 dining room areas, or whatever you want to call it, and then it has huge family room. So here is where the main gathering is for the family. This is where you have your TV. This is where you have your sofa. Again, 1970s. When you think 70s, I think compartmentalization. Everything has its own little place. Compared to the modern way of living, everybody now loves the big old great room. This particular property has crown molding, so it gives a little bit of a premium feel, but it does have the lower ceiling. So I can touch the ceiling. So take that the way you want to take it. But in this hallway, let's go this way. You walk down this hallway and you have laundry room with the AC, and then you have 1, 2, and then the master. These are the bedrooms. They got its own bathroom. This particular bathroom hasn't been renovated, so all they did was clean it up. But let's go into the master. This 1970s, I mean, platform. Who lives like this? But this is what you get. This is some pine wood, looks like. Step up, and then up here goes your bed, and then you're gonna have your closets here with the mirrors. So, you know, I mean, you're in the 70s here. You're in the 70s here. And then you don't have any divide between your bathroom and your bedroom. I mean, you're getting up out of your bed and you're literally, hey baby, what are you doing today? Or you hop into the shower this way, so. And it also goes to the outside. So you technically don't have to leave your bedroom and go right to your car and get out of here if you use the garage. But before we're done, let's take a look at the backyard and see what kind of backyard you get here. All right, so I had to put my glasses on for this. If you could tell, this is a sliding glass door that leads into the living room. There's no backyard access. To get into the backyard of this property, you gotta go out the front and come out this way, and then you're in the backyard, kinda. But once you get back here, it's a pretty decent size. I mean, I don't know what you're gonna have back here because most of your entertaining is gonna happen in that courtyard. Again, this is not typical. This is this would have been a premium property of its day. It's very custom the way it was laid out. So again, it's a dice roll what you're gonna get in 1970s property. But that's kind of what you're getting here in Altamonte Springs. I wanna take you kind of where the peak of Altamonte Springs lies. Let's go. All right, so for our final property, we are nestled in a gated community, guard gated that is. It was hard to get in here. I had to use my license and everything. This property behind me was built in 1978. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, just over 2,700 square feet. It feeds into Spring Lake, so you have boat access. It has a side entry garage, and it's in a nice size yard. $624,000, it's a pretty competitive price for this kind of property. So what you're getting now, when you see this kind of property at this price point, more than likely they're gonna have some renovations. Like some of the pros of those renovations is that they could be completely renovated or they could be done in sections, because these houses have been here since the 70s. Some of the owners that lived here before, they may or may not have renovated all parts of the property, which you're gonna see here. But if you look at the neighborhood, I mean, talk about quiet. Look at this. So your neighbors are for sure on the lake. You're not, but they are. So you might be seeing $900 million houses possibly right there. I know that house behind it is ridiculous. What I love about this property though is that it has a pool and it's tastefully done. Let's take a look inside. All right. The smell of fresh paint. I know this is a renovation. Coming in, the first thing I noticed is that you have a formal foyer. So this is like built in 1978. It's exactly what you expect. You expect the compartmentalization, right? That's what we talked about before. But this has LVP floors, I could already see them throughout, and it's got, they redid the 5¼ baseboards. So, I mean, they did a pretty good job here, and it looks like an agreeable grade. This has kind of been the go-to for many years. But you come in and it has a formal living room with, I mean, floor to ceiling. I mean, these are beautiful windows. Beautiful windows that expose to the outside. So this is a pretty cool looking area, space. So you can have an office in here. You could have a living room situation here, or it could be a bedroom. It does have a closet, so it might have been somebody's bedroom, but this is a pretty nice situation here. But let's keep going throughout the house. Come back through the foyer, and we have a formal dining room area right at the front. So you come inside, you can have a formal dining room right here, and it extends all the way out into the kitchen area. Now this kitchen, dark granite. I mean, to each his own. The taste is very, eclectic. This is somebody's, I mean, it's not badly done, but it's somebody's personal taste. It looks, these are Scandinavian, look like Scandinavian cabinets. Solid wood at that, so it's not cheap stuff, but it is a little older. I love this tray ceiling. I mean, that gives it some personality right there. It reminds me of some of the old saloon style bars that are in downtown Orlando. That's kind of what you get here. But the garage, the side entry garage is right here. So if I can get this door open. Oversized 2-car garage. Your laundry room is right there. The other houses we went through, they had storage on the outside. This one has storage on the inside. Looks like there's not one, but one pantry and then a coat closet right in the front. The thing about these old houses is that, man, you gotta really know what you're looking at, because it's not like the cookie cutter that you're gonna get nowadays where you know exactly, this is what goes here, this is what goes there. These people changed it all up. But right into this living room, beautiful wood beam ceilings with a wood firing chimney. I mean, this is tastefully done. It's such a large area. I mean, you could fit all types of stuff here. So there's no room, there's tons of space here. And then that also extends out into what would have been probably a Florida room that they extended out, but it has its own AC. So that's kind of what I look for. When I see these Florida rooms like this, I always make sure that they have AC and it is pumping. So that's a good sign. And this opens up into the kitchen. So this is kind of the entertaining area. So the way it works is you're cooking, you're vibing, you can have stuff out here, you can have, I don't know, entertaining area, and it slides right outside, right into the pool area. And then additionally, these people put, I don't know, the previous owners had it could have been an office. I don't know, it could have been office, studio, who knows? But it has its own split unit in here, so all different types of room situations. It's not the typical cookie cutter joint. But let's take a look at the bedrooms, come on. If you go into the bedrooms, you know you're in the 70s when you got the hallways. Laundry room, bedroom, another bedroom, large, and the bedrooms are generous. They're very large bedrooms. And now we have the master. I mean, this is a pretty good, it looks like the beds go right here. You can put a king size bed, you know, I'm all about the king size. It's got these huge windows that bring in tons of natural light and looks right into the backyard. I mean, that is gorgeous, that is gorgeous. And then you have the master bath. So, you know, this kind of master bath, it looks like it was renovated maybe in the 90s and then re-renovated again like recently. So again, you have iterations of renovations that happen here in this kind of property. And then, I mean, here's the thing about the 70s, they typically don't have good closet situations going, but this one has, I mean, it looks like they put California closets or they might be from IKEA, but you have ample closet space, which is a plus for this type of property. Awesome. But let's take it where you're gonna be spending most of your time in this property, the backyard. Hey, now we are talking about Florida. When you think of Florida and a Florida home, it's this kind of rancher with a pool. This is where you're entertained from. It has its own pool. It looks like it wasn't that long ago. It looks like it's phenomenal shape, and it has its own hot tub and a huge backyard. I mean, you could put additional space back here if you want to. You could put a trampoline, whatever you want back there. You could put a fire pit. So ample space for just about anything here. So this is where you hang out, and then you go in there and you get the food, and this is where you have the entertaining area. Indoor outdoor life. When I think indoor outdoor, that's what I think about premium. So today I took you all around Altamont. I showed you what it has to offer. I took you into uptown Altamont, Cranes Roost Park. You saw where the city heartbeat is at. I took you around the I-4 eyesore. I took you around 3 different properties at 3 different price points, in the beginning, middle, and here at the premium price point. What do you think? Leave your comments down below, and if you are looking to move here in the Central Florida area, I would love to be your resource of choice. If you're looking to move in the next 9 days or 90 days, all you gotta do is shoot me a call, send me a text, or even email me, and I'll respond back very quick. It's down there in the description. Look at the description. Other than that, take a look at some of the other videos. They're gonna be right here. And I look forward to the next piece of content. Let's go.